Okay. Do you want to deep dive about your twins? Because you said one was stolen at.
For 15 years. I'm an author. I wrote a book. My book been out for 10 years. Um, Basically, I was told that I was never pregnant, and I couldn't have kids due to a traumatic incident that happened to me in foster care. And I had a fiance back then. She was a woman because I'm bisexual. She was a woman. We were together for 6.5 years, and we planned on wanting a baby. We wanted a baby, basically. She was a nurse, and she's supposed to carry the baby. So we agreed to some adult activity, and during that activity, I was the one who God blessed with twins, with getting pregnant. After I was told all my life I couldn't have any more kids. So I got called in on my day off to I'm in Southwest DC to cook for him because I'm a cook also, Kendra. So I was sick. I still went in to cook for the Pope. I was all over the news. I got very sick and I collapsed after the Pope came and introduced himself to me. He said that my food was exquisite and that he would want me to own a restaurant one day. And he said, I told him I was poor. He said, don't worry, you'll be rich. And I collapsed right there in front of him. When I woke up, he was still standing there and the news was there. And they asked me, was I okay? And I told him no. I told the Pope that it felt like I was dying. And I've been like this for a couple of months and just refused medical treatment. So all this time I was carrying twins and I had toxemia, which is where you have a lot of fluid in your body and you swell up and it attacks the baby and kills it, and then it attacks you also. So I was getting no medical treatment, so it's no paper trail of me being pregnant. So when I was rushed by ambulance, I got fired on my day off too, like the movie Friday. After being on the news with the Pope, I got fired for kept going to the bathroom, not knowing that I was in labor. And on the way,
How many months pregnant was you at the time?
I was actually, the paperwork that I have states 10 months, 3 weeks, and 2 days pregnant.
So you were 10 months pregnant, and the whole 10 months you had no idea you were pregnant?
I really had no movement, Kendra. It's like my body.
So you were gaining weight?
No, because I was thick from having a thyroid problem. I had a thyroid problem all my life. So in the birth control, the foster care people put me on, it messed with my body. So my body was like in and out as a child. So
I want to understand. So you're saying you were pregnant with twins for 10 months. In that whole 10 months, you had no idea you was pregnant.
I kept feeling pain. And my first pregnancy, I was a little girl. So
no, Miracle, I'm asking you a clear question.
I didn't feel anything, no movement, no nothing.
I'm going to ask you the question again. I want you to answer the question yes or no. Are you telling me you was pregnant with twins for 10 months, and the entire 10 months you had no idea you was pregnant?
I had no idea I was pregnant. I just kept feeling pain, and I kept going to my primary care doctor, and the test was negative.
So your primary care doctor did not tell you was pregnant?
The test was negative. They just kept giving me a negative test. Just kept saying I was negative. And they kept telling me I couldn't have kids due to an incident that happened.
And this is while you were actually pregnant with twins?
Exactly, yes.
Did you sue the doctor's office?
I have been denied the lawyer, Kendra. I've been fighting for 15 years.
No. Did you sue the doctor's office that you went to the doctor's office and you were pregnant with twins and they told you wasn't pregnant at all?
I did not get a chance to sue. I've been trying to sue, and the statute of limitation has passed now for the medical malpractice.
Why didn't you sue them after you had your children? Like right after you had the kids, you should have sued them then.
And that's what I was trying to do, but no lawyer would take my case, and I just kept being beaten and actually raped and put away against my will.
Okay. I'm not trying to make you emotional. I just want to make sure I understand, because I'm
gonna tell the truth.
I'm gonna be honest with you. It doesn't, it's hard for me to believe. Let me say this. It's hard for me to believe that someone can be pregnant with twins for 10 months and not have any idea that they're pregnant.
No, I couldn't keep no food down. I was already big. was already thick from the birth control.
So
I didn't gain.
Go to the part where you give birth.
You talk about the twins or my first child?
We're trying to figure out how one of the babies got stolen.
Oh, okay. So once I went to the hospital, they gave me a emergency sonogram. That's when I seen the two babies on the monitor. And I looked at the nurse and I said, I thought you guys told me I couldn't have kids. And you guys told me I wasn't pregnant. Y'all kept giving me negative tests. So this is why I keep collapsing. Like, what the hell going on? And then the doctors rushed in the room and say me and my babies weren't going to make it. They had to rush me to labor and delivery and give me an emergency C-section. I began to pull my cell phone out to call my family. I was trying to call my cousin Bronya Hughes. The doctor snatched my phone and she confiscated it. As they wheeled me down the hallway, I didn't see the photographers. And I see a celebrity in the hallway. And then I see the
celebrity you saw? Who the celebrity
I seen Sandra Bullock. She was there at the hospital the same day I was rushed by ambulance.
Why was she at the hospital? You don't know?
If you Google it, it's an article. She was there the same day I was there, but it's not saying why she was there.
Okay, keep going.
Okay, so the doctor is injecting me with something in my IV, and it was making me woozy in and out, in and out. So once I got in the operating room, they began to cut my stomach open and do the procedure. I kept waking up in and out. So the doctor, Lorraine Gillian, who is dead now, wound up dead after she came to me in 2015 and came clean and told me who she gave my baby to. And told me to meet her at the hospital because she had something she wanted to give me, which was my ultrasound pictures that was given to me, and my baby foot that are missing that was never given to me also. So we talked. I supposed to met her the next day to get the information. She wound up in her house, and she told me the truth. And the other doctor who was injecting me with the legal substance or whatever she was putting in my IV, before Dr. Lorraine Gillian had died, she was telling her, inject me again during the procedure, and the African woman didn't want to inject me again. So she wound up dying the same day. All this stuff is going on and it's being overlooked. And I've been fighting for 15 years and my constitutional rights just has been violated. Like, no help. I have pictures. I have the medical records. The medical records not adding up. I had my baby April the 17th in 2008. Medical records are saying June 17th, 2008. Pope Benedict came here to Washington, D.C. at the Ballpark Stadium in Southwest, April the 17th. My ambulance report is also backing me up saying April the 17th. So why is the medical record saying June 17th? That's a 2 months different, right? And then why is Sandra Bullock saying Lewis real age is 13 when in reality Lewis is an identical twin brother and his real age is 15 years old? That's a 2-year difference. And then she stole my son out the hospital, named him Lewis Birdo Bullock. If you Google that name, you will see a black basketball player that's from Washington, D.C. with the jersey 22 on.
Wait. So are you saying Sandra Bullock has your son? Sandra
Bullock was there at the hospital, and the boy that she has is identical to my son that lives with me. You can look on my page and you will see all the pictures.
Okay, hold on. So Sandra Bullock, the celebrity son, is your biological son?
It's my biological son, and he has an identical twin brother, and they look just alike. You can look on my page.
I'm gonna look up her son right now. So let me ask you this. So she has a biracial child, because Sandra Bullock is white, right?
She adopted 2 black kids. She adopted a boy named Lewis, and she adopted a girl named Layla. Lewis is my son. I never got a chance to name Lewis, hold him, change a pamper. When he came out, the doctor walked over to the table as if she was going to suction him out, wipe him off. I'm thinking she's going to walk back to me. Instead, she walks out the room with my baby crying. I never got a chance to hold that baby. I tried to get up off the operating table, and they pushed me back down and said, we're not finished with you yet. Then that's when they pulled the other son out my stomach. So Lewis was the first baby that came out of me that was stolen.
So I just looked it up. So is this the baby you're saying is your biological child?
Yes, ma'am. And that's the baby she's saying that is 13 years old, and he is really 15. Look on my page. You will see that I put both of their pictures side by side. They identical. They got the same glasses. Oh, and let me tell you something else that's creepy, Kendra. My son goes to school right across the street out front of my door a couple of years ago when he was in elementary school. When I paid for their pictures, my 10-year-old and my 15-year-old, both of the schools is right out front of my door. So if I pay for both of my kids' pictures on the same day, why I never got my oldest boy with the missing twin pictures? How did his pictures wind up in California? Never been to California before. Okay? Now, if you look on my page, you'll see exactly what we're talking about. She gave my son that lives with her the same haircut that my son had, the same outfit, and then mailed it back to me. And they look identical with the same clothes, the same glasses, and the same outfit and the same sweater. Just like my house get broken into several times, all his information missing. His medical records missing, birth certificate missing, social security card missing. Why not steal all of our stuff? Why the one with the missing twin? You see what I'm saying? Like, I've been going through hell. I've been going through hell and hot water. I have an autistic child that needs catering to 24/7. And that's a handful all by itself. So me having to fight this celebrity and then being denied and then writing civil cases against her, the police department, MedStar Washington Hospital Center. I've been fighting them for 15 bumbleclaw years, and I get court dates, and then it took me through hell to serve her. I served her papers. Orders to go to court, I have to serve her. I served her by mail several times, and she has signed off and sent it back to me. I have tons of documents that me sent to her, and her lawyer called back and started mailing me letters telling me that they wanted it sealed to the public. My court date was supposed to have been August the 18th, a day after my granddaughter's birthday. It was August the 18th. Sandra Bullock supposed to came. Then they called back and made the court hearing over the phone. Then it didn't even reach to over the phone because she paid the judge to close the case. Why close the case if I attach all this evidence, the ambulance report? Kendra, why would they not give me my DNA test? Kendra, test. Kendra, Sandra Bullock even told. That's why she took time off of the movies to be with her kids. That's what she said. To take time to be with her kids, because she know I'm coming for her.
This is a lot. Now, let me just jump in real quick. Now, I do have a background in journalism, and I do.
I wish I had my other phone. I'm sorry, but I gave my other phone to my oldest son because he be catching the bus back and forth.
Let me jump in. I'm a journalist at heart, but this show in its entirety is about a dating show, right? So
I know
you gave a lot of information. I did ask what happened to the twin that got stolen. So I was not expecting the full entire story of this as a realization. So before we go back into the purpose of the show, where do you stand now with, and I have to use the word alleged because I can't confirm what you're saying. So allegedly, Sandra Bullock, the mega celebrity, is her adopted son, is your biological son that was stolen from you at the hospital without your consent. That is the story you're telling us, correct?
Correct. And he's also separated from his